Hello, I'm Joe Gloria, Registrar of Voters in Clark County, Nevada. We're here today to give you some information on the mailers that will be sent to you leading up to the November 3rd general election, and also run through the mail ballot packet and give you a run through on exactly how to correctly go through and mark your ballot and send it back in to be processed and counted for the November 3rd election. First off, the mailers that you'll be receiving at the end of September include your sample ballot, which has information on your early voting and election day locations, your actual ballot that you will be eligible to vote for, all contests and candidates, and other information related to voting in general. The second mailer that you'll be receiving at about the same time is the mail ballot supplement. And this supplement includes instructions on mail-in voting and also all of the language for the questions that you'll be voting for in this election. Important to note that there are 5 questions on your ballot that you'll be marking. However, they run 1 through 4. Question 5 is canceled, and then it goes to question 6. That is very clearly notated in your sample ballot and on the ballot that you will actually be voting. And then more importantly, you're going to be receiving a mail-in packet. All active registered voters in Clark County will be receiving this. This is exactly what that document looks like that you'll be receiving in the mail. You'll notice that this particular mailer is identifying a voter who is ID required. Not all voters in Nevada are required to show ID at the polling place. So be sure that if it is marked ID required on the mailer that you receive, that you're providing us a copy of your Nevada driver's license or ID, along with any of the alternate IDs that are clearly indicated in the instructions we provide. Inside of each of your mail-in packets, you will receive a return envelope. Very important for all voters to understand. Do not sign your actual ballot. You will be signing on the back of your return envelope at this X, clearly putting your signature here so that we have it to identify your signature and verify your identity. This mailer is postage paid. So if you choose to drop this in a mailbox, it'll make it safely to the election department. We have no reason to believe that the U.S. Post Office will have any trouble getting these back to us. However, if you would prefer to drop this off in person, we are also providing you with a mail ballot drop-off listing. Very easy for all voters to remember without even looking at this schedule. All early voting sites, as well as all election day vote centers, will serve as mail ballot drop-off locations. Please don't wait in line with those people who are waiting to vote in person. Go directly to the front. There will be a staffer manning the mail ballot drop-off, and you simply have to drop off the ballot. They will confirm that it is sealed, and they'll confirm that you have signed the envelope before dropping it in the box, and that will be securely delivered back to our office. Also provided in your mail-in packet will be a flyer that gives you instructions on what to do if you need to cure your ballot. If you have not signed your ballot, or if the signature does not match the signature we have on file, these instructions will tell you what you need to do in order to correct that. As provided by the Secretary of State, we do have an electronic tool, a mobile application that you can also use to quickly fill out the affidavit, sign it, and take a picture of your ID and send that back electronically so that we can cure your ballot. Also included is the secrecy sleeve, and making use of all of the paper that's on the secrecy sleeve, we've also provided the instructions that you need to follow in order to fill out your ballot. On the outside of the secrecy sleeve is your I voted sticker. Please be sure and detach that sticker before you send your ballot back to us. Wear it prominently throughout the day, or put it wherever you want to display that you've expressed your voice in the community and voted in Clark County. And finally, you'll receive a mail ballot. This is a sample of the mail ballot that all voters will be receiving. It's important to note for all voters that there are 2 cards to every ballot. Whether you're voting both cards, you still need to send back both of these cards to the election department. And I would emphasize to you that you do not want to put any identifying marks on either of these ballots. So as I flip these, you will see that there is voting contests on both sides of the cards that we're providing. To mark selections on the ballot, be sure that you're making use of a blue or black ink pen, no felt tip pens, and no red ink, and simply mark the red oval to the right of the candidate of your choice. On this sample ballot, I've already used my ink pen to mark the candidate of my choice under president. You can clearly see that I filled in the red oval, which you need to do for all contests. Go through the entire ballot, mark the contests in the same manner all the way through. If, for some reason, you notice that you've made a decision that you did not want to make, what I've also done here is correctly make a change to my ballot. And you do that by simply drawing through the candidate that you did not want to choose. In this case, I did not want to vote no, I wanted to vote yes. So you draw a line through that candidate and then mark the red oval to the right of the candidate that you want to choose. That is the correct way for you to make corrections on your ballot. Once you've voted the ballot, you want to go ahead and fold this up, removing the receipts that are on the top. I'm going to switch samples here to a ballot where I've already removed the voting receipts that the voter should keep as a receipt that they've voted their ballot. These stay with the voter. However, if you forget to tear those off, it will not impact the processing of your ballot. So now that I've removed those, I'm ready to fold the ballot according to the folds that are already printed on the ballot. Taking my privacy sleeve, I'm simply going to insert it inside of the privacy sleeve so that when this is returned to us, the privacy of your ballot is protected. And then I insert it in the return envelope. Be sure that you seal your ballot. And again, I emphasize, you're going to sign here at the bottom on this red X with your signature so that we can verify this signature with the signatures on file to verify your identity before we process and count this ballot. Once you've done that, again, you can either make use of the postage paid envelope and drop this in the mail by November 3rd in order for it to be returned to our office. If you decide to drop it off in person, again, all of the early voting and election day sites will have mail ballot drop-off locations for you to make use of. One other item that I want to point out on the back of this envelope, as a result of changes that were made in AB 4 in the special session, anybody that you trust will reliably turn this ballot in for you at the mail ballot drop-off location or in a postal box can turn this ballot in for you. So this box that we have here is no longer necessary. Previously, you had to have a family member do that for you. But in order to make it easier for folks to get their ballots turned in, you no longer have to do it with a family member. Anybody can turn this ballot in for you, but you do not need to sign this area. So placing this into the mailbox or into a mail ballot drop-off box will start the process for you. We'll get to work on processing it and getting your ballot counted. Again, I'm Joe Gloria, Registrar of Voters in Clark County. We hope that all voters in Clark County will take advantage of either voting through the mail or voting in person during early voting or election day to make their voice heard in the community. I would remind you that if you have any questions related to your ballot, you should contact our office directly at 702-455-VOTE, and we will be happy to help you with any issues related to your ballot. Thank you.